Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today as we get cracking into what has been a very eventful day. And not because of football on the pitch, although yesterday if you were there for the World Cup qualifiers over on Saeed's TV, Saeed's channel where we watched Algeria-Somalia, that was quite something. So if you were there, you know. Anyway, apart from those, and we've got England later tonight that are playing, it's very uneventful. But off the pitch, what is going on? Well, we've got one hell of a story to discuss today, and it's looking like there's going to be big repercussions, so we'll get into it. Now, there wasn't a video yesterday, so today, right, is going to be doubly special because, like I've said, the news that we're getting today is huge, and we're going to get into it and see what the repercussions are. But to keep up to date with all the content as it drops, like there will be tomorrow as well, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Don't forget to check out the socials as well. Links are in the description. Let's get cracking. Let's get cracking. And I'm not going to keep talking. I'm just going to show you and then we can start talking. So let's get into it. Here's the latest over at Everton. Official. Everton docked 10 points for breach of Premier League profit and sustainability rules. The club's statement and the official reply is below. It goes into detail. You can read the whole thing. It's long, so I'm not going to spend the whole thing, the whole time reading it, but go and check it out. Their statement is there. We will go through some parts. Now, why have Everton been deducted 10 points? We mentioned a few days ago on here that they could be looking to be deducted 12 points. Well, the official punishment is 10, not 12. So, why? What did they do? Well, the Premier League released their own statement in relation to their punishment for Everton, and this is what part of it had to say in order for everyone to understand why this has happened. Following a 5-day hearing last month, the Commission determined that Everton FC's PSR calculation, Profit and Sustainability Report, for the relevant period resulted in a loss of £124.5 million, as contended by the Premier League, which exceeded the threshold of £105 million permitted under the PSRs. The Commission concluded that a sporting sanction in the form of a 10-point deduction should be imposed. That sanction has immediate effect, which means that Everton are now sitting bottom of the Premier League table with 2 points. Sorry. Bottom of the Premier League table with 4 points, and they're 1 point behind Sheffield United. So that does mean I think they're going to be okay, but 10 points is still significant. Now, there's repercussions from this because Everton have put it in their statement, and I'll come to that, but what the repercussions are. We know that there's other investigations going on at the moment in relation to the same thing, right? Money, announced profits, FFP, all of that. Man City are one of the cases, and most recently, Chelsea are looking like they're one of the cases too who are under investigation. So, what's going to happen? Let's get into it. Manchester City and Chelsea run the risk of relegation from the Premier League after Everton's 10-point deduction set a powerful precedent, according to a former financial advisor to the champions. Now, there's more, so let's get into it. Key of Everton's statement is every club will now put enormous pressure on the outcome of the Premier League cases against Manchester City and potentially Chelsea. Buckle up, it's going to be a media frenzy. This is what they put in their statement. The club will also monitor with great interest the decisions made in any other cases concerning the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. Everton cannot comment on this matter any further until the appeal process has concluded. So they are appealing. They're not just going to sit back and take it. They are appealing. We know what they were meaning by that. Keeping an eye on any other cases. It's us and City, of course. Especially City. Because we've still not been charged. There's allegations, there's accusations, there's leaks, there's Cyprus confidential papers apparently, there's secret payments, but we haven't actually been charged. We think it's coming, but we've not been charged yet. Manchester City are sitting there with 115 charges, and they've not been punished yet. So you think Everton, over one charge, and they didn't even break the threshold by that much. The threshold is 105 million. They got to 124.5, if I'm not mistaken by the figures. That's not a huge amount, considering what the limit is, and they've gone a bit below. Okay, 124. They've gone over just. They've been 10 points deducted. So 115 charges. What's that? Expulsion from the Football League? Or like, are you are you now bankrupt? Are you kicked out of the football pyramid? Are you, I don't know. Are you going to be liquidated like Bury? I mean, obviously I'm exaggerating, but 115 charges to 1 and 10 points is what gets you for one charge. I mean, what's going to happen to Man City? Let's keep going over what is actually happening, and then I will tell you what I think is going to happen. So, Nizar Kinsella tells us, on the basis that Everton have been hit with a 10-point deduction, worrying amid of a Premier League investigation into Chelsea. We have more from Ben Jacobs saying, although Everton are appealing, which changes timeframes, Leicester, Burnley, Southampton, Leeds and Nottingham Forest must still decide if they wish to seek compensation against Everton. Clubs took collective action with relegated teams, in particular having a potential claim according to a May ruling. Burnley in 21-22 and Leicester in 22-23 occupied the final relegation spot, with Everton surviving, and could take collective action for around £300 million. The Commission itself ruled it has no inherent jurisdiction, only discretionary, and the Premier League should pursue on the club's behalf to avoid procedural chaos, providing they first inform the Commission that they still wish to take action. This is actually big. Because, those clubs will feel hard done by. They'll be like, hang on. We got relegated. We were fighting against Everton. They just about survived, basically on the final day, and we've got to pay the consequences because they broke the rules. So even financially now, they're going to take a hit because, look, we can't change relegation. Those teams, mate, you gone down. Good luck. Burnley, in fact, are back in the Premier League, so they could actually try and really push on this in order to suppress Everton and make sure that they get relegated instead of Burnley, because Burnley are in the relegation zone, so this is going to add to the mix. But this is what we're talking about in terms of down there. Up at the top end, well, I say top end, Chelsea are 10th. So, well, you know what I mean. I say that hesitantly. Here's latest. Chelsea and Man City look set to face relegation from the Premier League after Everton's 10-point deduction if they are found guilty of breaking FFP rules. I'll be honest, right? Now, this is where I'm going to show you what it seems like could happen. The decision to give Everton a 10 points deduction comes with Manchester City having previously been charged with 115 breaches of the Premier League rules. There will now be increasing pressure to proceed with that particular case. That's the thing. And this is what I'm leading to now. What do I think is going to happen? I feel like Manchester City have a lot of explaining to do. It's 115 charges. Now, albeit I would like to say I think some of those charges are pretty dumb. We've already heard in terms, there's a few of the Man City lot that were trying to describe. Some of the charges are related to the length of the grass and some other, standard regulation. So it's not to do with actual spending or anything like that. But FFP, when you're looking at 115 charges, that's a lot. That means you clearly have done something wrong. Now, if you were to eliminate a few of them because some of them are just pointless, right? How much is that? What, maybe 10? If we're having to guess. They're not exactly going to get rid of half the charges because half the charges are stupid. Those charges are there for a reason. So I'd like to think that a big amount of them are substantial and have feet to stand on or legs to stand on. So what's the consequence? The same is going to be said for Chelsea. When we actually end up getting charged, if we do end up getting charged, which I think is going to happen because, like I've said in previous videos, Chelsea's allegations at the moment relate to secret payments that the current ownership are not aware of 2-3 weeks ago, we put out that the club had found something to do with the whole Eto'o and Willian deals, and they did voluntarily put that forward to the Premier League. The rest, they weren't aware of. So what's coming out now, even the owners are like, what the hell is this? I have to say, is this the reason why the current owners dismissed everybody? They got rid of everybody when they walked through the door. They literally, Todd Bowley, Egbali went, you're all sacked. Everyone, even the groundsman, you're out of here, see you later. Everyone got chopped. Why? Because it doesn't make sense to take that much action. But did they think that there was something a little smelly in the water? Something a little bit not so nice? We need to clear things up before we walk in? It's a possibility. There's things that they don't even know about that we're being hit with now. So where is that going to lead to? I suspect there are going to be charges coming. The Premier League won't exactly shy away from a possible charge for Chelsea. They love that. Chelsea Football Club getting charged? Absolutely. Take it to them. Now, what are the consequences for us if it were to happen? And for Man City, which is looking like has to happen, what's going to happen? People talking about relegation, I'll be honest, I don't think any of us get relegated. For the interest of the Premier League, I don't feel like the Premier League will kick us out. Us or City, no chance. Because they're going to be like, okay, we're going to send these two. They're going to send, look, Chelsea at the moment, it's actually it's some sort of a possibility. We were tinkering with relegation just last season, and that was on a footballing basis, so who knows what could have happened. But we are not in the position right now of fighting for European spots. We are in a rebuild. I feel like the Premier League might be able to look at us and go, yeah, dismiss them, it'll be all right. We've got the other teams. But Man City, Champions League holders, for the interest of the Premier League, hitting them with a sanction to send them to the Championship would be pretty incredible. It'd be stupid. And I'd like to think the same for Chelsea, because Chelsea are still Chelsea, right? So getting rid of those two clubs when you know that those two clubs are the clubs that are going to help generate attention, TV money, all sorts of financial incentive for the Premier League themselves. This is why I don't feel like we're going to get relegated. There could be sanctions. There could be financial hits. I think we might even be hit with points. So this could just sum up the season, really. We could end up 14th again. We could. Maybe less. And the same for maybe Man City. They could be hit with a points deduction. They might not make Champions League football. But to say that we're both going to get relegated, I think is completely ludicrous. I don't think it's happening. Now, you never know. Who knows? Maybe we are going to be playing against Millwall at the Den next season. Who knows? But I genuinely don't think that's going to happen. I think the best for the Premier League, at worst for us and for City, a financial hit, a fine, and some points deducted, to match what has happened to Everton, because it would be unfair, if we're being logical, for Everton to get a 10-point deduction over one charge and then the other two just get hit with a fine. That's pretty stupid. So I feel like we are going to get points as well if we're found guilty, in order for Everton to look and go, okay, they've been hit with what we've been hit with, fair enough. But Man City with 115 charges, that's where it's going to be quite a little bit of a talking point, I feel like, because, you've got to be consistent. So let's see what's going to happen. Let me know your thoughts down below in relation to all of that. Now let's get into what's going on elsewhere before we wrap up. Let's get cracking with the latest on the refs. The FA will seek tough punishments for clubs and or managers who criticise referees. And they've put Pochettino and Arteta there with a ref. Lovely. Very, very, very nice. Listen, this is stupid. We're talking about punishing managers who criticise referees. Criticise. Now, we knew this was happening. We knew it's already happened. But the fact that the FA will actually seek tough punishments, like make it like you can't speak, you're not allowed to talk. Or if that's the case, I advocate for any manager who's got a problem to just do what Jose did back in the day. Just be sarcastic. It's the best way to get it across. They can't realistically punish you if you're saying the right things. If a manager were to come out and go, referee was absolutely fantastic, he was spot on, right? Didn't make one mistake today, beautiful, fantastic performance, I want you to ref our next game because you're that good. If you're just that on a sarcastic level that everyone can pick up on, right? But you have said certain words in a certain way that deems that you are saying good things and you're not criticizing, What are they going to do? Because if they try and punish you, you have legal grounds to take the FA to court. On the basis of, no, Your Honour, I said that the ref done a good job. And I said it. It's there. It's recorded. You can watch the footage. They can't do anything. So I advocate for anyone, if they do want to criticise, just reverse criticise. Say nice things about them in a very sarcastic tone. That's the best you can do without getting punished. You know? Or you can pull out the I prefer not to speak card. I think it's about time someone else uses it. So there we are. Let me know your thoughts down below on that stupid bit of news coming out of the FA. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, Enzo Fernandez. Let's get into what has happened with him, because he played yesterday for Argentina. And yeah, let's get into it. Argentinian media are not happy. Argentinian media were not particularly impressed with the performance of Chelsea star Enzo last night. TYC Sports have now claimed that it was a weirdly quiet night for the 22-year-old who was overwhelmed in the middle of the park. Now, Simon Phillips has put it here absolutely spot on. And it says, from Simon Phillips, Enzos tired, make no mistake. Having international breaks like every month lately during a domestic season is stupidity. Travelling to opposite time zones, playing 90 minutes in a Fury game, then a mad festive period, it's insanity. Apparently, look, he had a bad game in terms of being pushed about physically. And that is where it was reminiscent to the last game against Manchester City. I think he's tired. He's shattered. Like, he shouldn't be playing. I feel like he needs a little bit of a break. And I think on top of that, I don't know if it's a factor, but the fact that he recently had a kid. He had a baby, a couple of weeks ago? And I don't know if that's keeping him up at night. I don't know. It's a possibility. It probably is. So, look, I would like to just give him a break. I'll be honest. If Lavia's going to be ready for the next game against Newcastle, I would give Enzo a break. Even if he's playing for Argentina. I wouldn't play him for the next game against Newcastle if it means that he's going to just not play well because he can't run. Or he doesn't have any physical power. I feel that's best. So let's wait and see what's going to happen. Let me know your thoughts. If you are keeping eyes on Argentina and Enzo Fernandez, then let us know what you think about him and his performances over there. Now, and on top of that, yeah, the travel is stupid. You're going all the way to South America. He's not the only one. But like I said, he's already tired. So it's long. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. The news elsewhere, before we wrap up, understand Sir Jim Ratliff's 25% stake in Manchester United will not be announced today. The hope remains it will be confirmed early next week and before Thanksgiving, with an announcement this week always termed feasible but optimistic by sources. So it's already done. It's going to happen. But when is this actually going to walk through the door? There's still going to be many weeks before that can happen, despite the announcement looking like it's going to come next week. So we'll wait for that to come in. Is that going to bring Man United some stability? Maybe on a psychological level, but you're still going to have the same people around. You're just adding to it. So let's wait and see. Now, talking about adding to it, I didn't expect this. Check this out. There are discussions between Paulo Maldini and Manchester United. Sir Jim Ratliff wants the former Milan sporting director in United's structure. This might be a good thing for them. I read this and I was like, no. Now, at AC Milan, it didn't quite work out. I feel like on a personal level, not even because of his job at AC Milan. I feel like his job at AC Milan was actually good. Is he good enough to change the situation at Man United? Possibly not. But you put him up with a Paul Mitchell, for example, who they're looking to bring in from Monaco. And all of a sudden, Man United have a serious footballing structure. So let's see. If you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments on Paulo Maldini. Personally, I would be cautious of this one. As a Chelsea fan, I'd look at United and go, okay, maybe they might actually be making some good footballing decisions with someone like him at the helm. So, yeah, Maldini is a footballing legend already. You know, he does know a thing or two, and his job at AC Milan was evident. So, let's see. Now, before we wrap up, this is pretty cool. Crystal Palace and Fulham are interested in a loan deal for Timo Werner, who has fallen out of favour at RB Leipzig. I feel like this needs to happen. Timo is definitely, he's not playing well. He's not playing at Leipzig. It's gone wrong. Since he's gone back, it's just gone wrong. So a move back to the Premier League. But for a club like Palace, Fulham, mate, welcome back to London. Come. It'd be good to have Timo Werner back here. And you know what? I feel like for a club like Fulham or Palace, I feel like he'll do well. He'll be the main man. He'll be the talisman. I feel like he will get a few goals, and he'll be at peace. You know, I feel like he'll be performing well enough to be respected at least, and to be playing week in, week out at that level. So I think it'll be good for him. Let me know. Do you think it'll be good for him, or do you think he should stay in Germany? It'd be very, very good to see Timo Werner back in England anyway, because he was one of the good ones, to be honest. On a personal level, we all loved Timo Werner. He was a good guy. Played some good games. Just not prolific enough. But for a team like that, I feel like he would find his way. So let me know if you agree or you disagree. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. So make sure you're here for that. In order to be here for that, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Do not forget. Check out the socials on screen and in the description right now, and don't forget to hit up the Shootout channel, link in the description as well, to make sure that you're getting all the latest from our thoughts elsewhere aside from Chelsea. And I will see all of you here tomorrow for a brand new one. So thank you all so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, people, and peace.